The Chiefs and Texans will meet for the 12th time ever on Sunday afternoon at Arrowhead Stadium, but never with the stakes higher than they'll be this time around, with the date and the AFC title game on the line. The Chiefs are looking for their second consecutive trip to that championship game. They're the only team left in the playoffs this year who made it to a conference title game a year ago, as the Saints, Patriots, and Rams are all out of the playoffs. And the Chiefs are coming off a restful week, while the Texans are coming off a hard-fought overtime victory in the wildcard round over the Buffalo Bills. Here are 6 stats to know for Sunday, presented by Bad Boy Mowers. The Chiefs' defense has caught fire over the past 6 games, allowing a league low of just 11.5 points per game over that stretch. But if you're looking for more specific areas for the Chiefs' recent defensive improvement, look no further than the red zone. In the first 10 games of the year, the Chiefs' defense allowed 58% of opposing red zone drives to result in touchdowns. It was 23 out of 40 trips. But over the final 6 regular season games, just 6 of 17 trips resulted in touchdowns. That's 35%. So from 58% to 35%, it's a huge improvement. And speaking of red zone numbers, it's an area the Texans have struggled defensively this year, ranking last in the NFL by allowing 71.4% of opposing drives inside their red zone to result in touchdowns. And for the Chiefs offense, the red zone has been an area of improvement from the first 10 games, when they scored touchdowns just 46% of the time, compared to the 67% they've scored, again, over the final 6 games of the year. The other key area that people always reference is success on third down. Well, the Chiefs' offense ranks number 1 in the league, converting 47.6% of their third down opportunities, while the Texans' defense ranks second to last in that area, allowing conversions 48.5% of the time. One of the guys who has made some history this year in helping out the Chiefs' offense is tight end Travis Kelce, who was voted a captain for the playoffs again this year by his teammates, and he's just 57 yards shy of having the franchise record for career receiving yards in the playoffs. Now, a good chunk of those yards came against the Texans back in 2015, when he caught 8 passes for 128 yards to help the Chiefs to a 30-0 victory against the Texans in the wildcard round. It's the only time these two teams have met in the playoffs. And finally, switching back to the Chiefs' defense, this game will be about getting pressure on Deshaun Watson, but then getting him to the ground, and that's easier said than done. The Chiefs have had 2 games this year that they went without a sack, and they lost both of them. That was against the Texans and the Colts in back-to-back weeks. And Watson will give you some chances. He holds onto the ball for a while, and it leads to a lot of sacks. He sacked 7 times against the Bills. It's 2.97 seconds on average that he sits inside the pocket. That's second longest in the NFL, according to Pro Football Focus. Without Chris Jones or a healthy Frank Clark in the first meeting back in Week 6, the Chiefs finished with just 14 quarterback pressures, one of the lowest outputs they had all year in that area. But over their last 5 games, they're averaging 21 pressures per game. Now, pressure could lead to some mistakes for Watson, as over his last 6 road games, he's thrown 6 touchdowns, but 8 interceptions. And I know someone who would love nothing more than to get his hands on the ball in a big moment against his former team.